So there's been a lot of talk about racism lately. It's everywhere, right? Lots of lives matter. And I was thinking about like what if I were like super ultra intelligent and also racist, like what would I do? How would I approach it? You know? Because in this day and age you can't be overtly racist, right? It has to be like covert. Because if you can't just come out and say it and do something about it. You just be a social pariah. This is the age of information. So if I were super intelligent and I would want to be racist, what would I do? What would I do? I came up with a game plan. Let me know what you think. So first off, I would make sure there is tons of welfare. Okay, welfare. And what I mean by that is because, blacks, Hispanics, some of the other races, they're just generally lower income, especially in this country, because black people couldn't even vote for a long time. Like, think about how behind economically they must be because of how oppressed they were for so long. So they're naturally like uplifting themselves and, getting higher and higher. And there's a president recently, right? But they generally have a lower income on average. So what I would do is I would make sure there's a lot of welfare. I would just basically be giving them free money. I would tax everybody for it. I would print money, whatever I needed to do. I would make sure to give them a lot of free money. When I say a lot, just basically I'm gonna give you enough money to get by. I'm gonna make you very dependent on me. I'm gonna make you very complacent. Right? I'm gonna destroy your motivation to educate yourself, grow, hustle, do all the things, right? And it would basically just, and you know what? I'll even incentivize people to have more kids. I'll give them more money. So I would make sure welfare is a very prominent thing. Number two is I would talk about racism constantly. It's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be all over the news. It's gonna be all in our schools. It's gonna be all over social media. There's no bad press, right? So I'm just gonna talk about it constantly. And I wanna make sure the schools understand, the schools teach the kids that that's what this country was founded on and how terrible it was. And then I'm just gonna constantly talk about it all the time. So it's always there, right? So talk about it. And then what I would do is I would disrupt the family. Okay, so disrupt family. Now that's a tricky one, right? Now how would I do that? I think there's probably a two-pronged approach to this. What I would do is I would come up with reasons to put people in jail, right? To put people in this area in jail. I think the easiest thing to do would be to make sure that drugs are illegal. Okay, so illegal drugs. Even the stuff that grows outside, you just plant it in the ground and grow it. I would make sure that I could throw people in jail for this. And then the ones that you can't just grow, I would also flood the market with it, right? I would bring it in from other countries, make it readily available, and then throw people in jail for that. Specifically the males. I'll show you why in a second. And then number two, we'll call it B, right? B. I would go after the culture, right? So disrupt. Well, I'll disrupt the culture. So I think one of the best ways to do that is through the idols, right? Like the celebrities. So what I think what the best thing to do to really get in there would be, you know what? I think I would take the like musicians. This would be a good one. Ooh, this would be really good. I would identify musicians in their communities that promote like the worst things possible. Greed, promiscuity, selfishness, fear, just get them bitches, get that money, just like the worst of the worst. And I would give those people millions of dollars, and put just like I would put them to the very top, right? So my plan for this is that the family unit is a strong unit, right? That they can help each other out. But if I take the male figure out in many cases by this, the drugs, I just remove the male figure from the family. And then even, the other male figures, I'm just putting into their head the worst ideas possible. Certainly not telling them to uplift and educate themselves. I'm gonna talk about just getting money and banging hoes. And I'm gonna make it sound good too. Who doesn't love a good rap song? I fucking love it. So I'm gonna take the male unit out of the male figure out of the equation, put him in jail in many cases, or completely disrupt him. And then while the male unit or the male figure is in jail, they're gonna see the mom, right, on welfare in many cases, just getting free money. So they're gonna grow up just seeing that people just give you free money, right? So that's gonna be their perspective on the world, is that money just comes for free. And then what I'll also do is I will take those idols, right? And I will take them and bring them on and talk about racism too. Like I'll put them all over the news. I'm basically gonna just do this, but really because I'm such a diabolical dickhead. I'm such a dickhead. This isn't even the ultimate goal of this is it's the kids, right? Like that's who I really want to go after. Because I know if I destroy the kids with this, it's gonna create, this is like a multi-generational thing where that's gonna happen. So I'll put this in place. It's gonna take me, maybe a decade or two or three. I don't know, who knows? And then I'm gonna point cameras in the streets and just start fanning the flames and just watch as they just tear each other apart. They tear their communities apart. And then I point fingers back at the whiteys. And what because I'm such a dick, and I'm so smart too. Nobody's even gonna know this is happening, right? Actually, you know what? People will thank me for these things. They'll say I'm doing a good thing by giving out free money and rewarding people for doing nothing. They'll say you're a hero for bringing this to light constantly. Right? You're a hero for blanketing media and with the word, with the idea. And they'll say I'm a hero too for the drugs are so bad, right? Because obviously education tells us drugs are the problem, right? It's not the laws that put people in jail that destroy the communities. It's the drugs that are the problem. And so, I will be revered, right? Like I will ultimately be squashing them, yet be revered for helping them. It's a solid plan, right? It's a solid plan.